So, should I be pushing harder, pushing them through it? So, this is a really good question because we get told to do that a lot with our horses. Just push them through it. Just make them get on with the job. Carry on. Another one that I don't necessarily subscribe to. There are situations where you do have to just give them a little push in that direction, but they don't necessarily come up as often as you would think. So when we get told to kind of push them through it, it can be a behavioral thing. So if they're acting out and they're being naughty, I think that if it's a behavioral thing, then we need to actually strip back and figure out why that behavior is being triggered by that situation in the first place. Another time that we are getting told to push our horses through it is the amount of effort that they're applying to the task. So our horse cannot put 100% effort in to our hour-long training session. They can't even put 100% effort into, 5 minutes of work. A 100% effort is them escaping a lion. It's a matter of live or die. And we don't want our horses working there because they're going to be in that reactive brain where they're not thinking about what they're doing and they're not learning. And that's where 100% effort is when they're scared of us. So they can also only sustain that for a short period of time. So the amount of power that they need to use in that muscle contractility to give 100% effort is not something that they can sustain for long periods of time without doing damage to their body. I like to have the horses working at about 60 to 70% effort. And so what that means is that we have a shorter, more condensed training session where we're rewarding for willingness, not necessarily their 100%, because willingness is their best effort. Like, we can get kind of stuck on the expectation of perfection, but when we chase perfection, we won't get it. We might get it once and then we'll be like, oh, that was so good, I want to do it again because it went so well. And it'll be the next time that we lose that quality, because each time we ask our horse to do something, they're going to be able to increase on their best effort until they can't. And that's why we kind of err on the side of 3 repetitions, because 3 repetitions is enough to have our horse see the pattern so they understand what we're asking of them, but not so many times that they go, oh, this is too hard, this is too boring, and they start to go sour on it. And they also can't see that there's going to be a release of pressure. So one of the ways that we structure our training session is our horses get a release of the aid for the response. They get a release of the exercise for willingness, and they get a release of the whole training session turned out, fed, put out with their paddock mates for a good consistent effort where we found a positive note to finish on, feeling like we could have done more. It is not often that I will say push through. The only times that we need to push through is when we've kind of been working on this 60 to 70% effort and our horses have actually conditioned up for the next exercise. It's a little bit more challenging and requires a little bit more effort. They have the muscle tone for it. So we can just ask a little bit more, and if they give it to us, excellent, awesome. And then we only do that for a short period of time to show them that we're going to finish for that extra effort. But if we ask for that extra effort and they kind of fall apart on us a little bit, then we need to strip back. So when it comes to pushing our horses through, pushing them harder, what I want to know is where your horse's best effort is, rewarding that and encouraging willingness to your aid, not necessarily demanding submission and perfection, because the expression of the movement and the happiness to be there with us comes from, when our timing for releasing the pressure and encouraging and rewarding the effort, not how hard we push them.